I am with Mr. Stern. How can Trump's election change the global development?
We should first identify those things which will carry on. And we're here in Marrakech at COP22 with 195 or 6 countries. And across those countries there's a very strong wish to continue in a path of sustainable development. A path where we have cities where we can move and where we can breathe, and a path where we can cut carbon emissions and protect the future of our children. So that commitment is very strong. And if you look back to the Paris Agreement 1 year ago, it was an agreement founded on the idea that this alternative path of development was very attractive, as well as radically reducing the risk associated with climate change. The huge risks, and we can cut those back while we grow in a different way. So I think that's the first thing, that people will carry on, and they'll carry on for good reason, because they see this as a much better way of doing things. The second thing is that we have to ask what the United States will do. Well, the United States is a complicated country with many different pieces, cities, it's got states, it's got firms, all of which are moving not all of which, but many of which are moving in a good direction. And that we should expect to continue. California has been growing and cutting emissions. You're seeing strong action in cities around the United States, including, for example, New York. You've got firms like Walmart and Tesla, which have been moving very strongly, including some of the firms like Google and Facebook and so on, in the modern digital social media economies. So I think you're going to see a lot of action in the United States anyway, just as you saw a lot of action in Canada during the 10 years when Malcolm Harper was Prime Minister, and he left Kyoto, he gave fossil fuel subsidies, but Quebec and Montreal and British Columbia, provinces in Canada, continued in a strong way, and they did well. They grew and they cut their emissions. So I think this is a story where you have to recognize that much of the United States will move forward. Finally, President-elect Trump has said he wants to invest in infrastructure for growth. I would assume that he has in mind modern and clean and smart infrastructure, not outdated and dirty and not so smart infrastructure. So it's possible that when we start to look at his plans and his ideas, that we'll see an infrastructure which could be moving in a good direction. I don't know these things. There are lots of things we will discover in the coming months about what he plans to do. But I think we can be confident that different parts of the United States, cities and states and firms, many of them will continue to move in a very sensible direction, which gives you growth, and it gives you clean air, and it gives you reduced risks of carbon, and is just a very attractive way of doing things.